Which breed to choose for a first dog? You want to adopt your very first dog and you don't know which breed to turn to. The choice of a first doggie is indeed delicate. To give you every chance of a successful adoption and to live an experience rich in emotions and complicity, it is important to choose a sociable animal, easy to train, calm and obedient, but also a dog that suits you. It is indeed preferable that the needs of your little companion are in accordance with your habits and your way of life. Let's take a look at this case. The dog breeds best suited for a first adoption. When choosing to adopt a dog for the first time, it is possible to opt for many breeds, but some are more suitable for a first adoption. Of course, the selection criteria for a first dog are specific to each person's desires, but to avoid being confronted with certain difficulties, it is generally preferable to turn to the breeds considered to be the easiest to raise. To help you find the ideal first dog, here are the criteria we advise you to follow. The size of the dog. For a first dog, a medium-sized animal is ideal, or possibly a small breed. The character. It is preferable to opt for a breed of dog that is easy to train, obedient and calm, which is sufficiently sociable to support the presence of visitors. Finally, a dog that barks little or does not bark is also to be preferred. Care. A dog that requires little maintenance and care is much easier to adopt. It is also important that the animal is easy to transport everywhere, that it can accompany you easily as soon as you need it. Some of the easiest breeds to adopt for the first time include the Shetland Sheepdog, Pug, Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Collie, Golden Retriever and Labrador. Nevertheless, despite these tips, choosing a first dog must above all be oriented according to your lifestyle. Indeed, adopting a little companion who will be able to integrate into your environment and your routine and share your habits and hobbies is much more important. Choose a dog that fits your lifestyle. The choice of your first dog should not be left to chance. One of the most important factors is your own lifestyle. Indeed, if you are rather sedentary, do not hope that a sporty and active dog will be satisfied with it. If you live in an apartment, many breeds will not be satisfied with limited access to the outdoors. If you are often absent, you should not turn to an animal that cannot stand loneliness. These are only examples, but know that for an adoption to go well, it is important that the characteristics of your little companion correspond to your lifestyle, your home, your habits and your availability. What breeds of dog for a sedentary master? If you are rather sedentary, it is better to avoid choosing a sporty animal that will need to exercise several hours a day. If you can't meet his needs, your dog may suffer from boredom, behavioral problems and depression. He may start running away or destroying things in your home. Better to opt for breeds that are also more sedentary. However, be aware that you will not be able to avoid taking him out several times a day to allow him to do his business and walk around. This simply means that your little companion will not have great needs for sports and exercise, but you still have to know how to meet his basic needs. The least active dog breeds, capable of living in a house or an apartment, are the Maltese Bichon, Le Carlin, Cavalier King Charles, Miniature Spaniel, the Boston Terrier. These animals are known to be affectionate, sociable, but also playful and intelligent. Obedient, they are easy to train and they are pleasant companions for children and for the elderly or alone. What breeds of dog for an elderly or weakened master? A dog has needs in terms of outings and activity, but also care. For the elderly or people weakened by certain forms of disability or certain diseases, handling a large doggie can be difficult, even dangerous. It is therefore better to avoid large and active breeds such as the Tibetan Mastiff, Lilienberger, the Mastiff, the Mastiff of Naples, the Saint Bernard, the Newfoundland. Attention should also be paid to the hygiene care that the dog requires. Some breeds need to be groomed very frequently, which can be especially difficult and taxing when the dogs are this large and active. What breed of dog for a sportsmaster? If you are an athlete who enjoys hiking, sporty walks in the forest, mountain biking or even running, it is best to adopt a doggie capable of following you in your practice. Your sessions will be an opportunity for him to exert himself and share good times in your company, but also to strengthen your ties and your complicity. Here are the dog breeds that are active, dynamic, playful, but also easy to live with. And educated, which can correspond to sportsmasters, the Beauceron, the Boxer, the American Cocker Spaniel, the Cocker Spaniel, Le Golden Retriever, the Labrador. Adopting your first dog. Our advice. First of all, it seems important to us to emphasize that to adopt a first dog, It is important to make sure to choose a doggie that corresponds to your habits and your lifestyle. If the dog of your dreams does not meet these criteria, it is better to turn to another breed to be sure to have a good experience, for you and for your little companion. You can always consider adopting the dog that makes you dream later. Here are the other tips we can give you in order to choose the ideal little companion. Choose the right doggie. You have 2 adoption options to make the right choice. Adopt a puppy. If you want to adopt a puppy, choose the least fearful and least timid animal. It is indeed difficult to make fear, stress and anxiety disappear in a doggie when you are an inexperienced master. Adopt from a shelter. If you prefer to adopt an adult dog, turn to shelters. The animals are known there, so you can be well informed about your dog's past, about his needs, his expectations, his habits, the care he needs and his character. The best breeder. If you are adopting a puppy, it is recommended that you turn to the best-known breeder. Avoid rushing to the nearest one. It is better to go more miles and pay more for a well-bred and healthy animal than to take risks.